Welcome! So this video is about a training workout that I do on a daily basis in the late afternoons. It is this one today is mostly about the upper body with a little bit of legs, but I do legs usually separately in a separate workout, which will come later on. This one is what I do at the moment, and it's about 25 exercises, and I will explain every exercise and go through it as we go along in this video, so you can see what I do to stay in shape with minimum equipment, minimum requirements for the environment. So I can do this in a hotel, I can do this whenever I travel and I have time, I can do this. Here I'm in a backyard, which is great because there's enough space. I don't even need a mat for this workout. I usually use a mat in the mornings. I have a yoga mat for my mostly abs exercises and warm-ups. But for this one I don't need a mat. All I need is a chair and a pair of dumbbells, which are different weights in this case, and I use also a rubber band. I also have my dead cats now for the wind. There's no wind at the moment, but so this is the resistance band. It's a medium weight, medium resistance band. There are different sizes, so you can develop and train your muscles with this very easily if you use them correctly. And the other thing I have is a dumbbell. This is I put it on a little heavier for the main exercises, and I have one that is a little lighter. This workout is a little bit on the more advanced side. It's not for beginners because some of the exercises are demanding in terms of the technical aspect. So if you are a beginner or you have never done any of these exercises, it is best to use them and try them first without much of a weight or resistance, so you can find out how this works. Your body will tell you. If you follow the movements, you will find out for yourself which movement is the best for you. But at the beginning it's good to just take it slow. I have a certain amount of repetitions that I do, but you do not have to follow that. Best is to take it slow and try out first if it works, if it's comfortable, because these are not meant to be uncomfortable or particularly challenging, but they are highly effective for overall body training, for getting in shape and also to build muscle. And it's also good to keep in mind that these are not meant to be exercises only to be used over a longer period of time. There are many more exercises that you can use. As I mentioned, the legs need to be trained separately, and also the abs. And I do several exercises in the morning, every morning, which is also in addition to this workout. So if you want really an effective program, you should be combining other aspects and other exercises into your program. So this is not a standalone solution for everything. It's just one of the programs, of the workouts I do to stay in shape while traveling, which is the mission of this channel, is for everybody to stay in shape and healthy while traveling. And this includes also to eat well, to move as much as you can. So walking is a large part of it, which I have explained in earlier videos, will explain later on as well. And what I do is very individual, very personal. I've been doing it for decades, these things, and developed my own way of doing it. So it's best for you to do it also that way, to find your own ways, your own workouts that suits you best. This is just a suggestion how I do it. So how this is going to work, I will explain one by one the exercises, and afterwards I will show you in a separate part how I do these exercises so you can understand what I mean. The first exercise is to warm up, and it's standing knee to elbow crunches. I do them 20 each side. I do them also in the morning. Exercise for warm-up as well is jumping jacks, the very normal jumping jacks. I do usually 60 at a time, one set of 60. The first exercise and the next exercise in the row is kneeling dumbbell row. It's mostly shoulder and upper back exercise to develop muscles. That's why I use the heavier dumbbell. So it should have a certain weight, otherwise it doesn't make much sense to do it. You can also use other weights. Whatever you find as a weight you can use for this exercise. There is one option with the resistance band, to use a resistance band or body weight as well, but I do it as long as I have a dumbbell. I do it with a dumbbell because it's more comfortable with the dumbbell and more effective as well. Overhead dumbbell triceps extension. It is an exercise for the triceps, as the name says. And this is also an exercise you can do with the resistance band. I choose to use the dumbbell. There it is best either to use a heavy dumbbell on both hands, both arms, or to use one slightly lighter dumbbell for each arm. Or you can do it kneeling, which is another exercise that comes later on. Alright, for all these weight exercises I usually do between 12 and 15 reps. It shouldn't be much more, otherwise the weight is probably too light and you should rather increase the weight. But it's best if you've never done this before, or if you start working on your muscles at the beginning, it's best to not overdo it. Just 8 or 10 reps is enough for that. Once you get used to it and you have a little bit of feeling of what weight to use, you can go up to 12, 15. I usually do 15 reps with these exercises with the weights I have. But this is just my personal preference. It's not a general rule or anything that works best or not best. It's just what I do. Next exercise is a dumbbell goblet squat and 2 overhead press, which is a compound exercise, which is training a lot of muscles in the body, like deadlift or some other of the weightlifting exercises. This is very good for overall training your stamina and your strength. And I do 15 reps with this dumbbell here. You can use any kinds of weight that you can hold in front of you. It can be a bottle of water or a gallon or whatever you find. So it's not necessary you have a dumbbell for that. The next exercise, it's actually number 6 on the list. Number 6 is more for the core area. It's for obliques, which are the muscles on the side of your core, on both sides. It's called dumbbell side bend, which is also good to have a little heavier weight. I use dumbbells for that. You can also, as mentioned, as for the other exercise, you can use a bottle of water, whatever weight you find. You can even use the resistance band if you just clamp it in under your foot and you pull up the resistance band. It has the same effect, the same result. And important is to always breathe out for the effort, and if you loosen the muscle, you breathe in. That's as a general rule. Normally it is done like that. So you breathe in when you go down and you breathe out when you pull it up. So now we come to the resistance band exercises, which is mostly for the chest, upper back and shoulders. The first exercise I do is the pull up overhead, pull behind the back. It's the same thing. You breathe out while you pull and you breathe in when you relax and go on the front. You hold the band in front of you, so and over your head, and then you pull it back behind your shoulders. That's how it is done. You have to figure out how it feels to be sure you don't harm yourself in any way. Best is to start with a slightly lighter band. I have one light band which is red, but they have different colors, so it's I cannot be sure which one is the right one because the colors change. My medium one is black, so this is around medium weight. These things cost around $10-12 a piece, which is really cheap and has the same effect if used properly like any dumbbells or barbells or weights you can use, but you have to know what you're doing. So this is why it's best to try out for yourself first, to find your best position, and also the harder you pull and the tighter you grip, the stronger you have to pull. You have to find out these things for yourself. exercise is the same thing, basically the same starting position. You hold the resistance band with a slight tension above your head in front of you, and then you pull it towards your chest downwards. This is mostly for the shoulder muscles, chest muscles, and as all the other weight exercises, I do 15 reps with this one. Compound exercises. We had a little legs, we had core. Now we're going backside for the glutes. The glutes are very important because they cover basically all your lower back and the upper leg part. These are very important muscles to stabilize every movement you make while standing up, and that's why it's really a good idea to train them as much as you can. And the next exercise is with a resistance band. You hold the resistance band over your head and you clamp the band underneath your feet, and so you have a tension upwards and between your legs, and then you walk sideways. I do as well. 15 on the left and 15 on the right. If you do it right, you can feel it here in your glutes in the back. These are the muscles that are trained with this exercise, and it's a really effective exercise if done correctly. So the next part of the workout is to fix the resistance band to a higher point, about this height, I would say to 230 maybe. It should be above your head if possible. So find some spot where you can fix the band. It can be a door or whatever you find. I have this roof here. I will show you, you will see. The next exercise is a one-arm chest press. So this is like a bench press, the same movement, only you do it with one arm and you pull the arm away from you with the resistance in your back. The advantage of this one compared to the bench press is that there is a instability, and your muscles in the shoulder and in your arm have to compensate for this instability, which means there are more muscles involved than just the bench press, and it's more challenging. So you have to be careful not to slip out or to be unstable. Important is for all movements with weight, on weight, to breathe out while pushing or moving the weight, and also to keep it always under control, never to lose control. And while doing this, you will feel it's can be a little challenging, it can be a bit wobbly there. So you have to find out which weight you can, how far you can go without losing control of these bands and your posture. Other weight exercises, 15 on each side. So this is mostly chest and shoulder exercise. This is another exercise that is being challenged by many, say that it's not good or anything, but it's a very good exercise if you do it right. It's the face pull. So you do it on both sides. You keep both arms up, and you also lift them above your head, and you pull the band out away from your face, basically behind your ears. You don't pull it in your face or outside. You pull it behind your ears, behind your head, and you do that without harming your shoulders, please. It's a very good exercise for the shoulders, for the shoulder muscles, and also good to start it. Keep it easy and just find out how far you can go, what feels right for you. Now we're leaving the resistance bands again. I'm doing the bicep curls in a seated position. You can do it standing up, you can do it with both arms at the same time. I do it this way because it's very focused, very concentrated on the biceps, and if you do this exercise right, your biceps will grow. And even with lighter dumbbells, so it is better not to use too heavy dumbbells, and to stretch your arm, really not overbend it, but as far as you can to stretch your arm before you pull it up. And it's a good idea to contract the muscle once you are up for just a moment before you go down again. And don't forget to breathe out while pulling up and breathing in while putting the weight down again, and always keep control of the movement. Never just let the weight fall down. At the side bend, same thing, around 15 to 20 reps each side, either with the band or with the heavier dumbbell. A lighter dumbbell won't do much. It's for obliques. Remember, the obliques are part of your core and they should be trained in combination with the abs and with the glutes as core training. So this is a bit of an isolated exercise here, but it's part of the overall workout, what I do. Second set. Now I do 2 sets of every exercise. Now it's the kneeling dumbbell row. Also, again, this is an exercise you can do standing up. You can do it with the resistance band, pulling while kneeling, or standing up and clamping the band under your feet and pulling up. I do it with a dumbbell if I have a dumbbell which is also heavy enough, because a lighter dumbbell won't do much. It's for the deltoids mostly in the back, and the deltoids are really huge muscles, back muscles, that don't move much. It doesn't do much if you have lighter weights. You would need so many repetitions, so many reps. It doesn't make sense. So you need to have a certain amount of weight to have an effective workout with this exercise. Otherwise it doesn't make much sense. The next exercise is a variation of the first one, triceps extension. It's the kneeling version of it. It should be done with lighter dumbbells, not the heavy ones. It's probably too hard to lift the heavier one, and it's not a good idea to use too heavy weights for this. If you have like 5 to 8 kilos or something, that will be enough. For this exercise, it trains your biceps, so it's also important to mention, if you want to train your arms, you should train both sides. So you should train the biceps as well as the triceps, and not just one or the other just because you like it or whatever. If you want to have strong arms and develop your arms, which is quite easily done if you use these exercises, don't forget to eat a lot of protein with it. But yes, it works very well. You can develop really big arms with these exercises, just these two, but keep in mind to do both of them, triceps and biceps. Again, the goblet squat with overhead press. For the squatting, it's a very difficult exercise. Squats are something you should really train separately to find out how to do it in the right way. It's for me, it took me a long time to find out how to do squats. And I still struggle with that. It's very difficult. I find it quite difficult. I mean, you can just do squats for sure, but if you want to do it effectively, your glutes are involved, your hamstrings, and also the posture, the back needs to be straight up, and it can be a strain on the knees if you do it wrong, if you move too far forward, and you can fall back if you do move too far back. It's tricky. Squat, you have to find out yourself how to do it best and how to do it most effectively. I would suggest to train it separately and find instructions on how to do the squat in the very best way. This video is too short to explain that. Going back to the rubber bands, the resistance band, the chest press. There's nothing more to say to that except that you step forward with the left leg when you press the right arm, and you step forward with the right leg if you push the left arm. Face pulls again. Keep the arms up. Don't pull the arms over your chest. Keep it above your head and pull the band behind your ears. The pull down behind your back of the bands. Please remind yourself to breathe out while pulling and keep your arms behind your back, and it forces you also, your posture, to be straight up and put your chest out and not to fall forward in any way. Stand firm on your two legs about shoulder width apart. This is very important, that you have the right stand. Before you start, take a deep breath and concentrate on your posture, that it's right, and then you pull the band slowly down, and also remember to keep always control of your movement. Never lose control. Snap. Second set, the same thing. You pull the band in front of your chest. Also stay stable and don't fall back or front. Stay in the middle, in the center, and firm on the ground when you do this exercise. This is normally my last exercise, but I do a few more today because I'm in good shape and not tired today, so I do a little more. This is the exercise pulling up the band over your head and keeping it there, so you really keep it up there. They feel the tension, there should be tension. And to make it a little bit more stable, it's good to cross the band in front of you and step on the band with both of your feet around shoulder width or a little bit more than shoulder width apart, and then you walk sideways 15 steps left, 15 steps right, while holding the band up, so keep it under tension at all times. Watch your abs to be under tension as well. It's meant to be hard, and if you do it right, it can be really tough, but also remember it's a glute exercise, not an ab exercise, but it strengthens your core at the same time. Exercise is also a compound exercise, very classic, the deadlift. It's also like the squat. These are exercises very widely done, and everybody does them, but to do them correctly, it's very difficult. You need a long time to find out to use them the most effective way. So this version is with the rubber band, with the resistance band under your feet. I doubled the band because you need a lot of resistance for that to make it effective. Otherwise it doesn't make much sense. Some people lift double their body weight with this exercise, or more even. But this is not the goal here. The goal here is to keep these muscles activated, and you feel the impact if you do it right. As well as the squat, you should find out by yourself in other places how to do the deadlift in the best way. Then you will find it doesn't matter if you have a dumbbell or if you have a barbell or 2 dumbbells or a resistance band. It's the same thing. It's about the resistance. The good thing about the resistance band is you can really regulate the weight with your hands. If you go further down, you grip closer to the floor, it gets harder, and if you loosen up, it gets lighter. You can find out yourself which is best for you to make this exercise work for you. So the next exercise is also the second set of bicep curls. I started quite some time ago again with this exercise with very light dumbbells, and I was not thinking to use heavier ones because I didn't have heavier ones. So I just did it, and surprisingly the impact, the effect of this exercise is very quickly visible if you do that on a regular basis, and if you do it correctly, which means breathe right and to stretch the arm really out, and you feel the strain in the inner elbows on the ligament. If you do it right, which is part of the muscle, the tendon goes into the muscle, and there is the most strain basically. But if you do around 12 to 15 reps with this exercise, you can expect to see some results very quickly. Is basically the workout for today. I will do more of these videos. Very important to see what you can do without much of an equipment. If you take your rubber band, I have two kinds of bands in your luggage with you. It weighs next to nothing, and you can use them anywhere, anytime. And if you don't have dumbbells available, that's fine. You can use a rubber band, or you can use any kind of weights like a gallon of water bottle or whatever you may find. And a chair, also for the kneeling exercises, a chair is available everywhere, I guess. So this was the workout for today, and now two more exercises to stretch, whereas stretching is a different kind of exercise. You should always do some stretching. I do stretching in the morning, so this is not included normally in my routine in the afternoon, but I do here for this video, for the purpose of this video, I will show you two stretching exercises that can be done after such a workout. The first stretching exercise is for the chest, mostly to get the strain of the chest muscles, because if you do these chest exercises for the first few times, you can feel it. So stretching is a good idea after doing these exercises. It's a very simple exercise. Just push against the wall and stretch one leg. It's also for the legs, behind your back, and push against the wall. I would do like 20 seconds on the one side and then change the leg and do 20 seconds on the other side. stretching is for the shoulders. There's a lot of strain on the shoulders with these exercises, these overhead exercises, face pull and rubber band behind your back. These are made to strengthen your shoulders, which is a very good idea to do that. Stretching the shoulders is also quite good after these exercises. So that's my last workout exercise for today. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you like it. Click the like button if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. I hope this helps you in your travels to have some inspiration how to keep yourself healthy and fit while traveling. I will do more videos with recommendations on exercises, workout, and also food at some point. This is actually my first one on working out and what I do to stay fit and healthy while on my travels. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.